Today we'll be taking a look at the latest between Roman Reigns and CM Punk, Seth Rollins' comments, and a growing concern for a Thunderdome return. Let's start things off with a growing concern for live crowds at wrestling shows. A lot of lockdowns are slowly starting to come back into play all over the world, and it's getting to the point where live sporting events, such as wrestling and others, could be in jeopardy like they once were in early 2020. All of these concerns bring up the question that no wrestling fan wanted to ever hear again, and that's the question of how close are we to returning to the Thunderdome. It's been a popular topic among the reports this week, and they all claim all major wrestling organizations such as WWE, AEW, and others are actually prepared this time around. They're aware of what's going on, and these major organizations all allegedly have backup plans ready to go if venues start to shut down on them once again. For WWE, the popular assumption would be a return to the Thunderdome. They would find a place to host the Thunderdome and set up camp there until everything clears up again. But reports also seem to be hinting at the idea of WWE going with other backup plans rather than the Thunderdome. Back in the summer, when WWE returned to touring, it was rumored that if anything like this ever happened again, they would find a few venues and start with light restrictions and keep bouncing back and forth between those venues until they were allowed to go back on tour fully once again. So that was one of the ideas and possibilities that was thrown out there that would technically be much better than the Thunderdome. No one really wants to go back there and have these empty arena shows in front of digital faces again. So if they could pull off something like having their shows take place from a venue that will continue to have fans in attendance, then that's absolutely going to be the better choice for the product than a Thunderdome return. Wrestling organizations haven't been affected from shutdowns in the States, but there's a lot of shutdowns and lockdowns happening outside of the country. WWE was set to finish up their 2021 tour in Canada during the last week of December, but with new Canadian restrictions coming into play, WWE has postponed some of those shows until March 2022. So that lockdown is one that really affected WWE's plans there. But the good part for them is that a majority of their touring dates is done in the States. So as long as those venues keep their doors open, both WWE and AEW should have no issues. But if state venues start changing up and start shutting down, that's when things could get problematic for them. Things seem to be fine for them right now, but it's an issue that both companies will have to pay close attention to and work around if it starts to become an issue once again. Roman Reigns is always in the news for his storylines or some of his comments, but he's been the news recently for his latest new merchandise design, the Needle Mover. This whole conversation about needle moving all came up when Roman was discussing CM Punk. Roman had said during that interview from the summer that Punk never really moved needles at the levels that John Cena or The Rock did. Roman's comments there on that situation really went viral, for some fans backing up what he said, and others claimed that Punk was in fact a needle mover. So after those comments from Roman really took off, he started to even refer to himself as a needle mover, which fully translated to the latest piece of merchandise. It's a speed thermometer, but instead of numbers, it has all these different levels in the wrestling industry. From left to right, it goes jobber, mid-carder, main eventer, and the top speed all the way to the right is tribal chief. So the shirt is saying that Roman is basically in his own atmosphere above everyone else. If you're not the tribal chief himself, then you're not on his level. So the shirt just wasn't created out of thin air. It had a lot of backstory to its creation. A random comment that Roman made about CM Punk just snowballed into becoming an actual merchandise design for Roman Reigns and WWE. As far as what's going on with Roman right now on SmackDown, there is a lot happening. For the first time since his 2020 return, we're about to see what the Tribal Chief version of Roman Reigns will look like on his own. This heel version of Roman Reigns always had Paul Heyman right by his side since summer 2020. So this is the first time that heel Roman is on his own now. No one is there to advise him. No one there to stop him. So will that lead to good things or bad things for Roman? Yes, Jimmy and Jay are there, but they're more of yes men right now, more than anything else. They're there to take orders from Roman, not really challenge him on big decisions. So it really is Roman on his own. So there's a lot still happening with Roman's story, and it'll be great to see how this new chapter for the character unfolds on SmackDown. Seth Rollins recently spoke with Z100 and explained what he loved the most about his current WWE character, even comparing it to the Joker. He had this to say when asked to describe his WWE persona, quote, "If the Joker were a narcissist going through a midlife crisis, I guess that's the best way to really put it. I don't really know any other way to do it, but yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot happening, but the cool thing about this character is it can kind of go any which way. There's a lot of unpredictability with it, and I think that's fun, you know? You can have matches like a Hell in a Cell match with Edge, but you can also have television segments where I just laugh with my best friend Bayley for 5 minutes. So, you know, I just think that there's not a lot of characters on our television program that can do all these different things, and so that's kind of just my approach to where I'm at right now." End quote. So that was Seth's explanation on his current WWE character. We've definitely seen a different side of Seth ever since he returned in early 2021. Rollins was written off with the birth of his daughter. He was very serious and stern in the final appearance, but then he returned as this sort of Joker sort of character. A lot of people have some issues with it because there was no transition. Seth's character went from being a serious cult leader to this crazy dressing Joker persona overnight, with no real story behind it. So that is a big flaw. But like Seth said, there's a lot of good that comes with his character too. His character has the flexibility to do comedy segments and serious segments. Like he said, he could be out there laughing with Bayley, and he can have a serious wrestling match all at the same time. So that's the great thing about this character. A lot of WWE characters have to stick to his side. They're either comedic or serious. There's not really an in-between, but Seth Rollins is a rare case. He's in between, so he can be used in any which way you want. So that is a good thing about his character. Seth Rollins will take part in the WWE title match at day 1, and we'll see what story he will get himself involved with after that match. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.